Hey, it's Sue, and today I drew one of my ROTTMNT OCs into a screenshot from the episode Prepare and Baron. Let's get right into it. So here's the screenshot I chose. I figured I could fit my OC Sammy right there next to Mikey. And because I've seen Love to Draw Manga do this, I decided that I would take Mikey as a base and then edit it so I would be able to stay more true to the Rise style. And then if I just tried to freehand it, it also is quicker, and I didn't want to spend forever fiddling around with every little detail when I could just do this, because I'm lazy. But I did edit it a good amount. I moved the way the body was turned. I moved the left arm for them. It's alright, and I tilted the head, so everything looked relatively different. And I did change like a little bit with the liquify tool around the head area, because I didn't want it to look exactly the same. And I changed even more with the sketch, and I did two sketches. This first one I did in a red, so I could like just block out the basic shapes, and it would be a different color than the one I do next, which would be in black, so they don't get like mixed up when I'm trying to do it. Yeah. It was pretty straightforward to sketch this. I did edit a few things, like I pulled the arm out, I think. And I did draw like the hood smaller than it is on Mikey, just because I don't actually have a reason, I just did. But I figured I could put her in the hood I designed in one of my other videos, because I've already designed it, but I've never colored it, so I did have to kind of make up the colors as I went, and I do think it worked, but there was a bit of trial and error that you will see later. This drawing definitely took a lot more thought than any of my usual art, because normally I can just do what I'm used to, my basic muscle memory of how I draw certain body proportions and certain shapes. But with this one, I had to look at other people's art, and I can still pinpoint little things that I did differently than this style. But knowing that now, I can get even closer when I do this again. If I ever do, I cannot guarantee I will. It hasn't been a little while since I drew this. I recorded this video actually quite a while ago. When was this? The middle of August? It's September now. So actually the 1st of September. Which also means October is coming up, which some of you may know begins, in October. Inktober, where you draw a ink-based illustration every day based on prompts. But I've also seen something else people do, and it's called Risetober. But I've never been able to find a prompt list that's just pretty straightforward and I can see. So I made one myself. In this, you just draw a Rise-based illustration every day of October, all the way up until day 31. And there's not really set rules. You can take this prompt as far as you want, and you can stem off of it. It's just to get you going, but it does have to be Rise themed. That is like basically the only thing, because it is Risetober. I'm going to be trying my best to do this. I may not entirely succeed, but I do feel kind of obliged to do it just because I created the prompt list. We'll see if I manage to do that, but I hope you guys will at least try it with me maybe, and hopefully enjoy it. But that's enough of that. We'll get back to the video now. So we are nearing the end of the second sketch. I had to alter some things. The hand on the only hand you can see does look a little whack based on the pose. It's like really dainty and like fluttery, but she looks terrified, and that doesn't seem quite right. I do think it does get fixed, because you don't even see that part that makes it look really dainty, the flip of the finger thingies, because that's behind Mikey. But I did sketch it out fully. I don't know why. I just felt the need to. But yeah. I'm pretty much ready to move on to the line art now, but I did end up filling in behind the character with white, so that way I could look at the line art on Mikey and stuff without like losing my black sketch in the background, because it does not stand out very well. It stood out from the red, but it didn't stand out from the background. So yeah, I had to fill it in with white. Yeah, there's not much to this. I just kind of filled it in with white. It's pretty straightforward. But after that, I moved on to the line art, and everything about this was difficult, but I also kind of enjoyed it. Usually, I don't enjoy digital line art. I do really like traditional. It's fun for me. But when it comes to digital, I usually don't care about it. So I was not expecting to like this that much. It required a lot more thought than I thought it would. Like, the line variation don't usually add a lot of that to my art. But I do like the look of it, so I have been trying to add it a little bit more to my art. Since this picture was created. You're watching it as though it's happening right now, but it happened ages ago. But I did use a slightly off black. I selected the black from the color of Mikey's line art, so it would be the same. So it's a little brownish. I kept using like really wobbly strokes. I don't know why my hand was so shaky, but it was not working quite right. I did manage to get it to work though. Something that happened while recording this audio was I lost everything I did. I had recorded audio all the way up into the sketching process, the second one, and then I accidentally clicked out of it and nothing saved, and I about died on the inside. But I lived. So yeah, I'm here doing it again. Thankfully, this video is shorter than what I usually do, and I don't have to do as much work as I would if it was one of my 20-minute videos. And I was gonna do more than one drawing into screenshot thingies, but I completely failed the other ones. I'm gonna need to practice a little bit more, and I didn't feel like bothering with it at the moment. So maybe I will come back to this sometime in the future and do the things with the other ones. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it would be very fun to draw the possums in the Rise style. That could be great. I draw them with very large noses. I recently looked at a picture of a possum and compared it to how I draw the possums, and I realized just how large of a nose compared to a real possum I draw. It's like possums' noses are usually really small, but I draw them so big. But I like the way I draw them, so I don't care. I don't know how we got on this. Right back on topic. I didn't even have to draw a neck in this picture since it's just filled in black, because that's how they typically do shadows in the show, unless it's like a really strong light source. So that was easy. I did thicken the lines around the hood everywhere else, because around Mikey you can see like into the hood and there's more black, but with her you can't, so I just kind of thickened up the lines in certain spots to make it like more like that. I did forget to draw the details on her hoodie up until like the last second, and then I remembered like right here. I'm glad I didn't forget, because that's literally the only thing about her hoodie that makes it unique compared to the rest, because it is literally just a hoodie. With the others you have like different things, like Leo's, Mikey's, and Donnie's are all the same, but Raph's is white and it has no sleeves, so that's different, and I didn't want hers to be exactly the same as everyone else's. For the white, I just selected it straight from the picture since we needed the whites to all be the same, and I was going to attempt to select all the colors of Sammy from the picture, like the back sky and stuff, but it just didn't work. So I had to go and collect the picture or the colors from a reference I'd done of her before, and hope it worked. I don't know why I'm still tweaking the line art. You can't even see it, girl. What are you doing? Yeah, it was a little bit of trouble to try and fill in the base colors, because I had to keep turning off the background layers every time I wanted to try and fill things in, and turning them back on when I wanted to select something. So yeah. These colors have like no contrast to each other basically, and so they were really bad choices for this. And I attempted to make her skin tone from Mikey's, but I completely failed at that, and that's probably what pushed me the most to just select her colors from the reference and then change the color balance a little bit to try and fit with the picture. But yeah, you can see how much it's changed. I wasn't feeling the super light colors again. Yeah, I darkened them all up. And here's where I changed the sleeve. I don't exactly remember why I thought it looked so awkward. Now it actually looks kind of fine in my opinion. But I felt the need to change it. It's too late for that now. I also tried to put a shadow behind her hand, but because of the way I did it, it just made her hand look really close to Mikey, even though she's further back than that. So it didn't really make sense. After that, I did take a picture of her, shrink it down, and then size it back up so it lowered the quality of the picture. And so here's the original screenshot and then my version. I did have a lot of fun making this video, and if you enjoyed it too, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!